So it was more like a lunch, like an early lunch. And it was a soybean pasta dish that I used a homemade hummus as like a creamy sauce. And it had like Indian flavors. It was like a curry style hummus. And I believe I also showed how I made that hummus. It's a oil-free hummus, and so, you know, it's low fat. And then I showed a snack that I had. And then I have just a small footage, a photo, or, you know, just a moment of showing, because I went out to dinner. And I went to a Thai restaurant, and I was I didn't order great, I should say. I just ordered, I told the woman I wanted really light. I said, if there's oil in this dish, I want it really light. And it was still quite a glistening noodle dish. So I think there was plenty of fat in it. I enjoyed it. It was super delicious. I had it at like a 5 out of 10 for spiciness. I love spicy food. And that was my day. So it was just what I eat in a day, primarily what I'm doing right now. So just to back up, this channel is my journey as a diabetic who is wanting to fine-tune my diet to get leaner and to reduce my insulin resistance. And so I've done a lot of research over the years. I've done a lot of experimentation. Since 2020, I've been on this journey. And I've tried keto, and I've tried low-fat plant-based, and I have a plant-based doctor, and we're working together to really figure this out. Because when I was super low-fat plant-based, my blood sugar was not coming down. But interestingly, we were measuring my insulin levels, and I don't think this is commonly done. I was doing a lot of research over that time when I was eating really well. I was eating super low fat, and consequently it was kind of low protein because I wasn't taking any efforts to add extra protein, because, you know, the people I was following at that time weren't really making that like seem like a very important thing. So I was super low fat, kind of low protein, but not intentionally low protein. It was just a result of what I was eating. And my blood sugar stayed very high. But my point is, the important thing is that my insulin levels were coming down, meaning my insulin resistance was healing. So I have lab results from a year earlier, before this past fall, when I was really doing like late summer into early fall. I was really hardcore, low fat, plant-based. High starch, basically, starch solution, Dr. Bernard, Neil Bernard, Mastering Diabetes style of eating. And I had the blood test results from a year earlier, from 2021, when I was keto, and my insulin levels were 55 on this one blood test result. It was like September or October of 2021. A year later, I was, throughout the summer, starting in May, at first I was 22 insulin level, kept going, really focused on low fat. 22, then 20 like a month later. And then by September, I had hit 17. Now the normal range is 0 to 10 for insulin resistance, normal range. So to go from 55 to 17 was extremely promising. But as I said, my blood sugar was still extremely high. And I was also feeling like a muscle wasting. I really felt the difference in my body. And I didn't feel that strong. My joints were always achy. And I was getting a lot of cognitive issues. Like, I couldn't remember a lot of stuff. Finally, I was like, I think I need protein. And I really like, my blood sugar was 350 fasting while I'm on metformin. I mean, that was like scary high. So something had to be done. So I took it upon myself, without talking to my plant-based doctor, to just go back to keto. And started eating animal foods again, meat, dairy, you know, fats, total keto. Totally reduced my carbs, almost, you know, really super low carbs. And I did start to feel better as far as my memory stuff and my muscles and my joint achiness. I think that was from the protein. At this time, I had been losing 5 pounds a month while I was on the low-fat, plant-based plan. And it was steady, 5 pounds every month I weighed in, which was amazing. Like, the first time in my life I've seen such steady weight loss. But unfortunately, I still had this really high blood sugar, so it was a little perplexing. And I am a really good researcher, and I could not find anything to give me the proper direction, which way to go. And so I did reach out to McDougall's, and I wrote an email, and they were really lovely. The daughter, McDougall's daughter, who I don't remember her name right now. I told her what was going on with me, you know, high blood sugar, I'm losing weight, I'm feeling good mostly. This is before I started to get a lot of achiness. And she just said, keep going. Because I was starting to feel like this was dangerously high blood sugar. And so I went back to keto, started to feel better cognitively, my memory, like little stupid things I was forgetting. And I found a new doctor who I didn't like at all. I missed how caring this other doctor was. I emailed her to tell her everything that was going on. And she said, why don't you just come in and let's talk. Let's look at your blood work and see what's going on. So she retested my insulin levels. So now my blood glucose, okay, and I started on a new medication with the new doctor, and it really helped me a lot. Jardiance. So I'm now on metformin and Jardiance. And the new my plant-based doctor tested my insulin, because this other guy, he did not test insulin. He didn't think it was an important marker. So my plant-based doctor tested my insulin, and in 1 month's time, I'd gone from 17 insulin back to 42 in 1 month of keto. So I think that's something that's extremely important and informative for anyone out there who's back and forth with keto and low-fat plant-based. Be aware that even if your blood sugar is looking better, it does not mean that your insulin resistance is getting better. So I think it's a really important piece of information. So even my doctor was like, we're really learning something here. So the conclusion at this point, so this is what I'm eating these days. I am primarily back on the I'm sorry, I have something in my eye. I am primarily back on the plant-based, low-fat, whole foods diet. I am focusing now on getting more protein. However, trigger alert for any vegans and plant-based people out there, I am not 100% plant-based though, because it feels important to me that I have enough protein. I am including lean animal proteins in my protocol. You could say it's like a Pritikin style. I think even Dr. Dean Ornish does something like this. So I have non-fat Greek yogurt in my diet. If I want, I'll have some chicken breast, some deli turkey slices. It's very rare, but it's allowable for me if I'm craving it or if it's convenient food for me to eat. I'll also have canned tuna or whatever, like tuna, like a tuna steak. I'll cook tuna. And this is where I'm at, and it's kind of unique. Like on YouTube, I don't see a lot of people doing what I'm doing. But right now, it's the most satiating, most doable, meet my protein. And I'm doing a high focus on plant-based proteins as well. But some days, I feel like digestively, I just can't eat too much beans, like every day, every meal. So that's why I do supplement with other things. Oh yeah, and I've had some whey protein as well. So that's my diet right now, and I'm here to share what I'm doing and share my progress and share these meals. They are going to be primarily low fat, plant-based, but occasionally you might see me add some of these other ingredients. And I'm thinking it might come as some relief to some people, some diabetics out there who are looking to find what really works. Ethically, you could say there's all these reasons why not to eat like dairy, even the low-fat dairy and some, you know, lean meats. But honestly, sorry to you vegans, I honor you, but that is not my focus at this time. And I love animals, but right now, I gotta get myself right, and I'm in an experimental phase. And I'm doing the best I can, and I'm figuring it out as I go. And I encourage those out there that are flip-flopping as I was from keto to vegan, from keto to vegan. I think there is a middle path, or at least it's a hallway that we're going to go through on our destination, where you can maintain the low fat and maintain some lean animal protein in your diet. Hey guys, so I'm gonna make my fat-free or very, very low-fat hummus. I have the chickpeas that I soaked and cooked myself, and I'm gonna use this with the liquid. So I'm gonna, let's see. My recipes are always kind of like creative, like in the moment. So let's see, I'm gonna do 3 cups, which I think would be about 2 cans, if I'm right. Is that right? I think 3 cups would be like 2 cans of chickpeas. So you could certainly use canned chickpeas. So we'll start there with the chickpeas. Now I'm gonna squeeze some lemon into it. These are the only lemons I have left, so I'm gonna see how much juice comes out of them. I have 1.5 lemons here. It looks like I'm gonna probably get about 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. And I'm gonna taste that and see if it's enough. If it's not enough lemon for me, I might add a little vinegar or citric acid. Okay, I would like to make this hummus a little bit of like a curried flavor. So I'm gonna use my Indian spices. I have garam masala, which is an Indian spice blend. And let's see. I think I'm gonna put in, I'm gonna start with like a teaspoon and a half of garam masala. Okay, I'm gonna put a little turmeric in there, like a half a teaspoon of turmeric. I'm gonna put some cumin in there. I'm gonna put a whole teaspoon of cumin. Now you can always adjust your spices the way you like it. Instead of fresh garlic cloves, I'm gonna use garlic powder just for ease. And I'm gonna put also a teaspoon of garlic powder. Okay, so what else am I gonna put in? I'm gonna put in some cilantro. This is cilantro that's already been washed. And it looks like it's like 2 tablespoons of cilantro. And for salt, I'm gonna start with 1 teaspoon of salt. And then because I'm not using tahini, I'm gonna use just a little bit of toasted sesame oil just for flavor. Let's see. I'm gonna do just a 1/4 teaspoon. Is this a quarter? Let's see if that was right. Yeah, it's a quarter teaspoon. It's just for the aromatics. Okay, and all right, I'm gonna taste it and see if it needs any other seasoning. Oh my God, it's so good. Okay, so I don't need this to be totally smooth, but let's show you guys the texture. I could keep it going, but it's just for me, and for me this is good. Just put it in this container because I'm going to save it for later. I'll eat this throughout the next couple of days. I'll use this on sandwiches and wraps. I'll dip things in it, such as carrot sticks, celery sticks. Sometimes I eat pita chips, although they have a little bit of fat in them. They're lower in fat than other commercial snacks. Yeah. So this is it. Now I have another seasoning. This is an Indian thing. This is called chaat masala. C-H-A-A-T. It's like a really yummy like combination of like different flavors, like taste, like a little sour, a little sweet. It's so good. If you've ever had Indian snacks, like their chip fried kind of snacks, it frequently tastes like this. It's a little salty, a little pungent, a little sour. So I'm gonna just sprinkle that on top here. And this is something I'm gonna eat today. So I think I'm gonna do like, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3 large cloves. Plus there's garlic in that hummus already, so let's start with this. I just cut that end piece off. I just cut, well, I cut it off at this point. I don't cut it off before I smash it. Depends on how big it is. And now I'm just gonna cut this up pretty small. Not exactly a mince. I'm kind of too lazy to bother with the mince, but it's chopped kind of small. Now I just put a couple of tablespoons of water in the bottom of the pan. And I'm gonna put this in the pan. It only has water in it. I'm going to end up adding some of this cilantro at the end. And for now, I'm just going to, as soon as that garlic starts to get a little cooked down, I'm gonna throw in some of these pre-sliced mushrooms, very easy. I usually don't wash them unless there's like really visible dirt on there. And I'll just use these pre-washed snap peas. We'll go from there. Okay, so what I decided to do is take this pasta while it's a little bit undercooked, a little al dente, is to throw it in with the vegetables. There was still some moisture in there. I ended up putting in some more water. I'm gonna have this all kind of cooked together a little bit for a few minutes. Let it absorb. I ended up putting in a little garam masala. Excuse me. So I'm gonna let this start to absorb whatever liquid was left in there. Temperature's on low. And then my next step is to add a little bit of this hummus I've cooked earlier, and I might add a little bit more water. Let's start with 2 big scoops. And a little bit of water. I always use the wooden spoon in this pan because it's a non-stick pan, and I try not to ever use metal in this pan. So it's just giving it a creamy sauce. I think I'm gonna end up adding more hummus, but I'm gonna let this absorb still more of that moisture so that pasta continues to cook a couple more minutes. I noticed these soybean pastas don't always mix well with vegetables and things like that, but I do my best to combine it all together. Yeah, it's starting to look, might not look so beautiful because the colors are so dark, but it's just such a healthy meal. Yeah, so I'm gonna let that water absorb. A really big plate of food. It's all complex carbs. And vegetables, tons of fiber, which is really what I need on my diet. I need to fill up my belly, and I need to eat really low fat. This hummus has no added fat, well, except a little bit of that sesame oil for flavor. Okay, so that's it. I'm gonna mix this all in, guys, and that's my brunch for today, along with my cup of chai tea that I put some stevia and almond milk in. Okay. Okay, so I have some corn tortilla, some of these snow peas, some hummus, and some low-fat yogurt. And I'm putting some of this chopped masala on it. And that's it, a little snack. I am going out to eat later. I think I'm going to a Thai restaurant. So if I can remember and bring the camera, see if I can get any footage of that. I decided I'm gonna have some water with my snack, and I like to put apple cider vinegar in. I just like the taste, and it's beneficial. We ended up going to a Thai restaurant. There was a lot more fat in this dish than I would have wished. I asked for light oil, but it was super delicious. I had a nice meal with my sister, and that's just life sometimes. So thanks for joining me on this video, and I'll see you guys real soon.